handy information at hand. Right. Oh. There we go. Good morning everyone. Hope you're having a fantabulous day. We're here, Herrington Park. Peaceful petition against this COVID regulations. So hopefully we get a good turnout today. So chucking it down the rain. Here we go. Hardcore fisherman. Hey, hardcore fisherman back again. Nice to see you, bro.
Drop your fire.
Oh, here we go. Where the fuck's my cage? Fuck's sake, man. Right, still streaming. Morning, Kip. Good morning to you. Be ideal if I can find the car days like. Oh, here we go, man. Nice. What's that writing down on the screen? What I don't want is that writing on there. Not people's comments, there, that's it.
Yeah. How's she doing with food?
Morning, Paddy. Thank you for tuning in. The weather's the fucking least of our problems at the minute, isn't it? Oh, my cats are cold. What time are we on?
It is 10:45.
10:45, right, so we should have up to 15 minutes before these turn up. Before everyone turns up, we're just going to have a little walkabout. The yard's supposed to be turning up before 11 o'clock. So a little bit early, but nice to be early, make sure everything's up and running. Getting frustrated at the system. Just a bit, just a bit. Network, and it seems to be working tip top. It is. I need one of them hairy microphone things to put on, I think. At least the rain stopped anyway. Might be a bit windy, but not gonna get wet. Where's the speaker thing on these iPhones? the bottom there. A muffer. Aye, that's the correct word for it, like a muffer. It's ages since I've seen a muffer like. At least once we're near, it should be shaded from the wind a bit. Not looking the best weather out there, but it's feeling over here crazy. Aye, hardcore fishermen you at Hull as well, aren't we? Hull, East Coast. I think we're getting the same shitey weather, but we out. No? Well, if you get in the way I might do. Can't exactly walk around with a banner on it saying I'm fucking live streaming, keep out my way.
Is she guilty, like?
Aye, she's obviously fucking wanted for something. Oh, and here we go.
What's that, only 4 minutes? 4 minutes?
Hello, Badger. Got the cracking smile after that.
Still got the originals, just not the front.
It's a lovely park, like they've done loads of work around there. Herrington Park, Penshire, County Durham. And that'll be in England if you're elsewhere tuning in. Metal Detectors of Dorset. What's happening? Hello lads, Metal Detectors of Dorset. Nice for you to drop in. It's just doing is just a petition. COVID, lockdown, all this carry on. Speakers today, let you know what's going on. Alright. Live on YouTube, so didn't have to run it.
They've not locked us down, you know. It's only in there they've locked you down.
Exactly, aye.
Oh, not locked me down.
No, well,
Oh, aye.
what they do, they're very clever to play with words. It's like the astronauts. Like this is me travelling in space. Space? Travelling, so they're no telling lies. Landed on the moon. We landed on the moon. What's your ass class is?
Did we land on the moon?
No, we never landed on. I know, they never, but what they're doing is they're playing with words. Have you ever caught a moonie?
Plenty time.
Well look,
We aye.
I've just landed on the moon.
Thanks.
Right, so they're no telling lies, they can never be charged using language, etymology, the fucking meaning of language.
That's what they do. Aye.
So what they're telling you now, right, you need to lock yourself up, but you're allowed to go out for exercise. Where are you going? Why aren't you locked up?
Buffering, Badger, is this buffering?
I'm going for
A man on.
exercise.
Aye, aye.
Yeah? You do it with, right? You know where your vowels? You know vowels don't exist.
That's better.
Right, do you know that? Through your ancestry, the British Empire went bankrupt. They had no gold or silver. So our great grandparents, they built Britain in the industrial era, putting all the services in. We build everything. We're the Amish. We build everything and we look after each other, right? But a few very clever Jews and elite, so-called elite, we're all sovereign. The sovereignty of the land. Yeah?
Right, it's the rich elite, isn't it?
Well, no, we're the sovereign, we're the...
They're the ones behind it all.
Right, I'm going to show you. Right, money. I promise to pay. I promise to. What's that? I promise to pay the bearer on demand, the sum of £20. Right? Pounds is a unit of weight. Right? That is not a, that's a, they're giving you fuck all. Right? That there used to say sterling, which is silver, which you trade in as a precious metal. Even though it's not precious, they tell you that pretty much these metals and bits of glass, stones. Look, there's a precious stone. Oh, it's a piece of paper, it's another piece of fiction. Right, but look, what I'm trying to get across here, you find a stone. Oh, that's a precious stone. Can't eat that. That won't sustain life. That don't sustain life. Right? Food is precious. What you need to survive is precious. And what they've done, these lazy bastards, that's all they are, a bunch of lazy cunts who don't want to do fuck all. So they've created this. The promissory note. Right? What's a prom? Let's break the word down. Promise. Promise. The prom is to dress up. Let's get dressed up for the prom. The promissory note. Aye, sorry. How many people break promises? I'm sorry, it's not worth fuck all.
Aye.
It's an illusion. Right? The prom, aye, sorry, note. Right? No, not worth the fucking paper it's printed on. It's ink. Ink and paper is fiction. Right? So you get a bill, it's all just fiction. You get a bill through your door. Right? Final notice. You know, in the eyes of the law, a notice is not a bill. So there you go. Final notice. Take no notice of their fucking notices. Because your ancestry, that's why they had to turn you into the sovereign. The sovereignty is the royals of the land. Right? So everybody that's got a birth certificate is classes as a royal. That's why you have public servants. Right? The word servant, to serve. All royals have servants. The Englishman holds his castle. Yeah? The sovereign is also the gold coin. Right? You're worth your weight in gold. So this is how they create this illusion. They're actually making you live free off the land. As long as you don't cause harm, don't cause something that they have done. They've not done it. They create armies.
Better on the noise.
Hey, so this is what I'm saying. They're fucking programmed for an early age to fucking murder for this and murder for bits of worthless fucking scrap metal.
Can't. I need a muffler.
Don't know where you best get.
But I'm telling you now, it's a big illusion, and I'm not doing nothing. I will never ever go and kill anybody. Not one.
5x5, nice one. Cheers, England, till I die.
Kill no cunts. All this 5G and all this bullshit, they're not allowed to do it. They are not allowed to do it. We are killing each other for fucking paper. And shiny medals. Oh, look, I've got a fucking...
Cheers, buddy.
And I'm going to show you something now, right? just, this is how far deep this programming goes. Right. If anyone out there has got any pigeons and they home the pigeon, they know a racing pigeon or a homing pigeon comes back to the loft. The absurdity that you can fucking get a pigeon to go fly into the ocean and
Hi,
deliver
Judge Panel.
messages to
Thanks for
ships.
dropping in.
Right? So this pigeon's then going to go and read the battleship numbers off to deliver to that one. Right? There's one actually got a fucking, the Crux de la Cross or something it's called, right? A French one. Right? They even gave it a nationality, a French bit. And it was meant to have saved 200 soldiers from getting shot on in the First World War. Now, coming from a council estate, I went out with air rifles when I was a kid with all the rest of the retards. Shooting
Hi Amanda,
pigeons,
thanks for dropping in.
shooting rabbits, shooting everything. And that wee pellet, that wee lead pellet, killed the pigeon or the rabbit. This pigeon gets shot with a machine gun. Gets shot through the chest, lost its eye, and broke its fucking leg. The leg with the message on to go to the boat. Right, so they've taught it to read, to stop bombing. Right, so this pigeon got shot through the chest, lost its eye, and broke a leg. Yeah, with a fucking 9mm bullet. And it still managed to fly 25 fucking mile. Not a cat in hell's church.
Tell everybody, tell the troops, give them hope.
It's all bullshit. Here's one for you, right? No man's land. All the soldiers in the trenches. I want you to look at World War footage. Cameraman, place yourself behind the camera. He stood on the top of the trench filming the soldiers.
You're not getting shot.
I'm not getting shot because he's got his invisible cloak on. Right? Soldiers running round corners and the cameraman out in the middle of the street filming them. There's meant to be crossfire. So he's filming them through the street running round corners. German soldiers firing onto Normandy beach and the cameraman stood above the German soldier filming them firing onto the beach. So what's this big mind programme that they're actually doing to you? Because if you put yourself behind the camera, you will never, you'll see the truth. Everything's a fucking illusion. Everything you've ever been taught. Who's to say they never mass brainwashed all the people back then to say they're going to wars? Because when you're away from home, I don't give a fuck who they are or what they say. When you're away, yeah,
You take it as
the cat will play.
we are.
Right? So we're going to invade Britain, right? Let's get all the British soldiers and fuck them off out the country. Air Force room, make sure they can't fly over you. No let anybody in, you defend your own fucking land. But what they do is they've got to mix up the DNA. Right? So, oh, there's a world war, right? Use lot, couple 100,000, use go out to France.
Yeah, get them close.
And who came over here? The Americans, shagging all our women, mixing the DNA up.
We are.
Men away for 2 or 3 years at a time, women's itching for their hole. The men going out to France, itching for their hole. Fucking all the whores. Look at the footage. Everybody all walking at this fucking biggest mind illusion game going.
Well, that's all being on since First World War, man, isn't it?
They're mixing DNA is all they're doing. You can't, because you'll end up with a world full of Mongols.
Well, that's fair.
Inbreeds.
We are.
Who's going to fucking look after it? Oh, we can't even need to mix the fucking DNA. Otherwise, we're just going to end up with couch potatoes. Which is fucking good for them and put them in. You know what I mean? It's, oh, we need to look into everything.
Saying your education is a hell of a lot better than our education.
Me, I've not got any education.
And but you're white.
My way of thinking outside the box.
But born and bred Scotland.
COVID is
yeah.
killing old and sick. I mean, it's not only the old and sick that they're killing, fucking hell, it's causing all kinds of deaths. People are fucking committing mere fucking suicides and out else through this shit.
An opening.
Did you know what the word muse means? Amuse. Muse means to deceive. Yeah, a muse. It's a deceiver, a trickster. Freemasons is it's another. If you want to be a magician, yeah. If you need to learn the craft of deceiving. Amusement is to make people laugh, but amusement actually means to deceive the mind. Amusement, right? Ment is from the mind, mental. So
It's the same with a lot of things, isn't it?
So that there's amusement. Yeah, I've just deceived you. Pulling a tissue out of my hand and then making it disappear.
Nice one.
Right? No, but I'm saying that's amusement.
It is, aye.
So,
Not on.
this is what they do.
Should be.
So, because muse, deceive, yeah, the sick. Are we the sick?
Lights are up there, aren't they?
Pardon?
Lights up there.
Suppose it?
Yeah.
Is that why no one's coming down?
I don't know.
Can't let them fuckers stop us.
Got no masks on or out, like half of them sitting in the cars. with
Well, I'll
masks
tell you what I've done, right? The other night, what you do when you see the police on the internet attacking people and arresting people, check the registration numbers of the vehicles, because a lot of these are false flags.
Yeah.
They're not even real police, they're staged events to try and get you to shit yourself again.
To be honest,
I can't wait to see Hancock getting arrested this week.
I
Fucking
checked all
can't
the
wait.
regis, all these events that are happening, and none of them are registered vehicles.
I don't think they hold them. They don't hold themselves like police.
Yeah.
Too like
Police.
aggressive and.
Well, yeah,
Police
that's
wear
what they are these
uniforms,
days,
right?
though, aren't they?
Schools wear uniforms, police wear uniforms, right? They're all the same uniform.
End the
Some of these
pandemic.
guys are
Fucking
fucking
right,
in
end
the
the pandemic.
No, they
They're
are.
actors.
I know.
They're all actors. That's all it is. It's a big act. Bunch of lying bastards is what they are. And they're not tricking you. You can go out for exercise, you can go out for work. You're all classed as companies. You're a company, I'm a company. Corporation law, all capital letters.
Should have brought me fucking brolly and all that.
Go into any graveyard and have a look at the headstones. You'll see all capital letters on that corporation, and it's just gone under. Right? Did you get that? The corporation's gone under, and they cash in everything. You're treated as a.
Well, yeah, I mean, when we die, we're a fucking corpse or end of a corporation.
You've never had the chance of sustaining life on your own because they've tricked you from day one with the kit. What they've done is you're all classed as demigods. Yeah? God created man in his image. Makes you a demigod. Look in the mirror, you see yourself. So if God created man in his image, that means you're representing God, whether you're good or bad or whatever. The new king is born. When you come out, the new king is born. The rites of passage in the Bible. Yeah, no law on earth can charge a king. Yeah, so there's no laws, that is your rite of passage. Yeah, and what do you get to wear? What's that there called? That's called the crown. Yeah, so this is why they've got to turn you into the sovereign, because you're all classed as demigods, created in God's image. So it's dead easy, run your life by the Bible, the God's laws, King James or King John Magna Carta, and they can't touch you. They're not allowed to touch you, they're not allowed to jail you for acts, that's why everything's acts and not law. If you commit a murder, you're charged with common law. Not an act of murder, you're charged with common law murder. Don't harm any gun. Don't steal off anybody.
No victim.
And don't cause injuries. Simple as that.
Whoa, fucking great weather, isn't it?
And you want to go travelling abroad, you're going on a business trip. As you're a company, you're going to seek other companies to do business with. That could be buying a cup of coffee there, you've got a company, I'm buying a cup of coffee. Everything's all done in the trade. you can go out of the house. And the mask, you're going to end up with diseased lungs.
Well, we're not supposed to be wearing the fucking
You're
things.
not
Right,
wearing-
course
you're
not,
wearing
no.
the Spanish flu, everybody died of bacterial lung infections, didn't it? And that was because all wore the masks. It's as simple as that. They're lying to you. They've always lied to you. You've got a bunch of wrong'uns, elite, well educated, to the language is pure babble. English is the biggest language of babble going. It means so many different, he said, she said, I said. Get taught some means more than one, but it's not. Some in the eyes of the law is one. Who done that? Someone. Someone committed the crime. Now some can either be more or it can be one.
That's right, aye.
Someone. You need to learn to use the language that they're using, courts. It's all fucking bad. Do you understand me? Are you, this is one a judge will always ask you, are you stupid? Say yes, you are stupid. And he'll say, what do you mean? Say, well, you ask me, are you stupid? You are stupid. Why are you stupid? No, for one, you're wearing a woolly wig. Yeah? And a ewe is a sheep. Yeah? A ewe is a sheep.
It is.
So they're the stupid ones trying to fool you. They're your servants. It's a public office job. They're not allowed to charge you. They know that courts don't exist. Courts are flat, level playing fields. Their courts are all stages and they're all actors. And that is just, it's just pure fakery. Everything. A bunch of wankers. But they don't listen, they won't use the language. Servants. Oh, what's a servant? Servant. Somebody to serve upon another. Police, they chose to be servants. Fake paper. It's just, it's fucking wrong.
Fucking 2 Sundays in a row, this just been chucking it down. All right.
I told her basically
Aye, mate.
that we weren't open for business. We weren't open for business, we were open for peaceful protest. So she read it and she came back with like, and I said, and I will not pay any fines. She says,
Find you again, eh?
can't issue any fines. That's what she said. Hypothetically, she says, you're not open, so I can't issue any fines. So, of course, I've been doing it. Have you not been following it, Julie? You've just been telling about all the gyms on this fucking.
Well, I went as a one-off. I thought, right, I'll have a little flick through the paper. Oh, there's a tiny.
Morning, Eddie. Anyway, how you doing?
Good morning, sir.
Nice to see you again.
Anyway, let me finish my story. You're interfering. So anyway, I can't issue her a fine because you're not open. And I knew she was on my side straight away. So then I said, so she was on about the council turning up, you know, the trading standards, sorry. So the trading standards then came, there was 2 women again. I have a rope across the ramp up to my gym. It's all my private land, and on that rope it says, only those who are attending today's peaceful protest are welcome. If you want any other business, please ring this number. Right, so they'll have to ring us before I come out. And they stood behind there, but the policeman was on my side of the fence. So then I started quoting the international UN laws, you know, that COVID-19 cannot be used as an excuse to clamp down on our fundamental freedoms, and that anybody, including men, women, children, whatever race, you know, any creed, as it states in the law, are welcome to protest peacefully, outdoors, indoors and online. So I said, whatever legislation's been brought in England, it's only England. It's not British law. It's not the United Kingdom law. It's for England. It doesn't work in Wales. It doesn't work in Scotland. It doesn't work in Northern Ireland. So I said, the United Nations law is supported by 173 countries. So surely that one stands above our little English law. So if you want to push it, I'm willing to take the United Nations law courts and protest on my fundamental free rights. I says, and if you want to take it any further, I says, I will then take you for discrimination because you're allowed Black Lives Matter to do it in the last lockdown. So the discrimination that'll be chucked at you. So the policewoman says, I went inside, I got some information because I make everybody sign a piece of paper when they come in to say they peacefully protest. They'll read the sign on the gym door and then make sure they know they're coming in to peacefully protest. What else is there?
Can you peacefully protest while you're bench pressing?
What better way to protest is do something you love doing?
Yeah, that's
or the thing that telling you not to do. Exactly. You know what I mean? So that's the case. So I went inside and I came outside. I said, you know something? And you know I got emotional last week. I got emotional telling her about a lad in my gym that committed suicide in the last lockdown. And two people that, well, one definitely got sectioned and one was close to. And I wasn't happy about it. And I says I wasn't going to be ignorant and let that allow that to happen again.
Yeah.
So I said, whatever you do, I said it's up to you. So I said to the council, so what do I get next? So I get a letter saying I can't do what I'm doing. What to do? Because I was getting emotional. I could see them welling up. The human, you know what I mean? They are human beings. They welled up and said, "Give over, you make me." I said, "But that's the situation we're in." I said, "The Nazis in Nazi Germany were giving orders to gas 6 million Jews." I said, "You can't claim ignorance today if you're giving orders that you don't agree with." So she says, "You're right, you're right." And then she went to speak to the council girls and she says, "Do you know something?" She says, "He's right in what he's saying. It's about time we start using some common sense and logic." And I welled up again and I just said, "Thank you very much." I said, "You're the first person, I didn't expect it from you. You're the first person that's come with some actual common sense." So I can challenge this all day against disproportionate measures because it's not fucking proportional to the risk. You know what I mean? I've just put a post on Facebook there, 50 things that the gyms are good for. One thing that it's bad for that unhealthy old people 0.07% chance of catching and dying, but not healthy people that are going to gyms. You know what I mean? So anyway, that's my reason. I think we should try and fill this place. I think we need to get in touch with every group in the country, every group that's protesting, get them here, let's have a peaceful protest, air some views, and get people to wake up and listen, invite the TV down to show it's peaceful, invite the TV down to listen. We know it's not going to happen, but at least we're putting it out there, and they should be attending something like this.
Definitely.
Please start coming in with a back.
You know Lee Axon?
Pardon?
You know Lee Axon? He's a bodybuilder. He does videos, you know, he might come along and do it.
I'm not interested in individuals as
No, I'm just thinking
if their
he might
groups
do
can come and add. All of us as individuals are adding strength, you know what I mean? But like, going online and just doing your own little thing, and like...
Godsfield, man, 2-second rule will be right.
We've got to try and raise the awareness. We need to try and raise people's
What do you reckon?
awareness. All well and good if you can bring a few people with it.
We have them from 5G in the week.
Hey?
We have them from 5G coming in the week.
I know she wanted off in the hoof.
Oh, that was different. That was personal. That was
Yeah, but you shouldn't have done it.
why?
They remember.
Because what we were doing the week before...
It was nothing to do with you. I was coming from work anyway. I wasn't
Not last week, the week before. When you came down and wandered off.
There was a few
And you said to me that you wanted off.
I know,
The
but I
group
just
used to be
saved
good.
somebody's life.
The group used to be
I said,
good.
what I said was it wasn't fair that he's allowed 20 minutes when everyone else is
There's nothing about
well,
that.
well, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Did I?
but
Well,
the
just
thing is,
forget
you
it because I
walked
don't want
in.
to talk about
You
it.
walked in on something that wasn't,
I don't want to talk
and
about
we have different formats just like we're doing now. You know what I mean? We can have open discussion. You can have some say, you can have some ease, you can have some
I'm a
say.
quiet person.
Do you know the match day? Do you know the match day?
Have you got a man on YouTube, like?
Aye, just started up with it, like.
Tiny little thing.
I'll give you one.
I'm full of Patriot and all that.
Active. Aye.
He's brilliant.
That's why I'm saying I'm
Keepers.
Aye, mate, aye.
I'll remember it.
I'm in touch with Active and all that, mate.
He's brilliant.
She's fucking
Been
wet.
arrested the last
And when you do come with an idea,
Why?
a couple of weeks, only about 3 times.
Being arrested for fucking what? For fucking sharing the truth, fucking exposing what's going on.
I wish I could get up there, mate. I'd be doing the same with him.
He put some graft
A few
in.
quid, do they?
Nah, these ones, it was for, about 80 quid or something for this one. Aye.
Does that charge it up and everything, like?
Aye, it does, aye. Because this phone is, I'm waiting to get a new one, but the battery's shite. It's not, it hasn't been too bad. Aye, I'm just waiting on getting a new phone. Hey.
You're all trying to use Article 61 where...
Yeah, full of him. And
I'm not. I'm just
No, not
trying
you, I'm saying they are.
Tyrant,
They are.
Tracy.
veteran.
Aye, Nobby the little veteran.
He's doing well for the
PTSD. Aye, it's fucking excellent what they're doing, like, aye. It's a shame the people have do like themselves.
Should have took his body in his middles, like.
Just goes to show what fucking state we're in, isn't it? If they can do that, fucking...
I've been following that shop that we do it all week on anyway, but it's busting all his door in.
Oh, he's going to have them, like. He's going to have them, like, so what they've done.
Yeah, there's that a solicitor in there with him and all?
Aye.
There must be something like that now.
White Cross there is, aye. Oh, aye. Aye, it's all in the Bill of Rights, English Constitution. They can't fucking go against that, but they're trying.
Team up the English.
Is that Daddy Dragon?
Yeah.
Aye, well, aye.
I think he did when Liverpool, didn't they?
All these banners and that, aye. He'd only just getting them fucking brand new banners. I'll have them.
You know where that is?
Because it
Against the law to walk down the high street with sticks. You know that?
Is that what it is?
It's against the law. I walk down the road with sticks, press it to the fence. If he just had them folded up, he probably got away with it.
Well, that's the thing.
Sticks.
Aye.
It's an offence to walk down the road with sticks.
That's how he got them made, though, wasn't it?
law.
He got them made like that, so they can put them up and stand up, so people can read it. Read what, you know, because the majority of people haven't got a clue about our rights.
That's why people have got mental health.
That's all it is. Really, yes, it can be used as a weapon.
Aye, Paddy, aye, I've got one, mate. I've got one of them battery power packs. It's in my pocket just in case my gimbal runs out, but got good battery power on these gimbals, charges my phone up ideal.
School, honestly, all you had was the typewriters, didn't you? We had the type
I just had a fucking one of them desks that lifted up with a bit of
we
fucking
had
blackboard
we
and a
had
bit
one.
of chalk.
We had one.
No, it didn't really.
Clever Trevor, I'm in County Durham, mate.
I'm thinking
School days.
I used to love school days. We only
I
had
just
type.
had I was just a table with a ping pong.
Remember that? I moved and a feather. And a feather.
I used to have an English teacher, he used to have his pipe on his desk. He smoked in the class, and he'd push it out and get the pipe in. So that's smoking.
she was meant to have rang at 10 o'clock to see
Certain purpose, then it'll turn up. For anybody that we want to wake up, it's too much. Too much, you know what I mean?
That sounds so like,
He's great, like with his figures and stuff, but it's way too much for anybody who's just waking up.
Aye, it is, aye.
And I disagree with people calling people sheep. You know what I mean? Because they're not sheep. They've been brainwashed and hypnotised, like we all were at one point, and it just takes different times for different people to wake up.
To realise what's
But
going
don't
on,
call them
aye.
sheep. You're bullying them. You know what I mean? You're bullying people by calling them sheep, and they're not going to wake up. You know what I mean? And they're just going to rebel against what you say.
Aye.
We need to wake people up peacefully. I've just a friend of mine this morning. He just remarked, "Oh, people need to start rising. There's going to be civil wars." Right, aggressive. And I just replied, I said, no, it's still have to use diplomacy at the minute. We're still not there yet, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when the time comes, I'll be the first one, if it needs be, you know what I mean? But while we still got talks going on and while we can still raise awareness, let's try and do it peacefully.
That
You
will
know
kick
what I
off
mean?
in America first, won't it?
So,
Coming to America, yeah.
it's not about aggression, you know what I mean? Aggression will come because what we're trying to do now is we're trying to wake the police up and everything, you know what I mean, to what's going on. Because if they're not standing on
There is
roads,
some bad ones,
there is some bad ones,
They're
but some
loving,
good
they're
ones and all.
loving, they're actually loving this.
Yeah, there's some good ones and all though, you know what I mean?
see
You've got to
that-
give, like I said, that officer that came to my facility, I've got to praise her to high heaven, you know what I mean? Because she was a proper 100% standing on a row,
Yeah, you get some good ones,
credit
right?
to the force, you know what I mean?
You get some good ones, right? Here's some bads and they're loving it.
But it's in all walks of life, you know what I mean? You'll get people who'll do everything wrong and some that'll do everything right. You know what I mean? There's very few walks of life where you'll find something where they're just doing wrong or they're just doing right, you know what I mean? Even in church, you know what I mean? Who they proclaim to be doing everything right, there's still some wrongdoers in church. You know what I mean? He's a PT with his outdoor client and his dumbbells. And he'll start running up and down our steps. But that's what I'm saying. See, this is wrong. You should be able to go to a gym somewhere. No wrong with them.
That's what I want really did. Is the last, obviously, like
don't
trying to
you?
make ends meet, so classes outside in the car park.
We'll rest them for the switches.
Someone phoned up and said she had the gym open. She didn't. She was outside in the car park. She had a miles distance.
Again,
Hi, Mickey. Hey, man. Hi, Kenny. You've gone visible. It's just getting easier to like forget, you know.
what's that?
On your shoulder.
Mandy's not coming today because she's got something on with her dad. And Michelle and the other big Andy, Michelle's quarantined for 2 weeks, so she's at missed last week and this week. But did you get what I said earlier on about trying to make something about 4 weeks time here? And I don't know, I just want people's input. I was saying, Mick, if we can have something in 4 weeks time here, but we start promoting it now, and we have like the news coaches like last time, Christmas carols and stuff, and make a piece of it. You know what I mean? Trying to get all groups involved. We'll promote it for 4 weeks time.
This is what I was trying to say ages ago though, if you join them groups then you can then get them to come. Is that not what you want? Or am I getting it wrong?
Everybody should be joining together in
I know,
one
but
big group, but
about
they're
you,
not.
that's the whole point, because you need, if you join LinkedIn, like LinkedIn's like,
Will you
all
join us into
business,
LinkedIn? I'm going to club out to do it.
well I'm trying to come up with some get I know it's easy to set a thing up. All you've got to do, it's like 5 minute job really. It's like everyone on the business owner, right? So they're all
This
pissed
is not a
off.
business.
I know,
It's
but
all
it's
voluntary.
affecting their business.
No.
Because they can't work, can they? Half of them, like it's affected my business. I've lost about 10 customers, so I'm losing about £200-300 a week.
Then you need to look into your fundamental free right laws too.
I can't be bothered with government. I don't want.
It's
any
not that though, is it?
because
It's
I'm
not the government. It's not. You need to know your
I don't want
rights.
to deal with them. I don't want to deal
But
with them.
that's what I'm saying.
Last time I went to the job centre, I had a nervous
Listen.
breakdown.
Oh, the
because
arseholes. Why
arseholes.
I agree with you.
Don't talk
Listen,
to me about
listen. You were too aggressive with your opinions.
I'm not.
You are. You're
I'm
aggressive
not.
with everything that you're saying.
I know.
Passion.
I'm annoyed
Huh?
about it. Well, I normally don't
It's
get
not
involved
necessarily
with
passion
politics.
because she's taught. Like if she's got that passion, she should be looking for a way where she can work.
Well, I'm trying to help you, but you're not
No,
listening.
you don't need to help me. I'm all right.
But you're not on LinkedIn and you're not on this.
Just because I'm not on LinkedIn doesn't say I'm not all right. I'm all right. My gym is open, and I've got a loophole to open it.
I know, but then why isn't more people coming then?
This has got nothing to do with bringing
But
people
what's
from
the
your
point?
gym.
What do you want us to do?
This here is to
Right,
wake
tell us,
people
'cause
up.
I'm
I'm not
confused.
bullying people into wake up. I want to wake people up
No,
with
but
what
these
I'm
people
posting
are
online.
already woke up, most of them.
But that's what I'm saying. We need as a group now to start like involving every other group.
Wait, why don't we get some flyers done? We can all do
Flyers
them.
not going to do it. We're going to have to do it because they're all on social media.
Well-
So we all need to get on social media, and I'll get a poster done. Well, you're laughing at everything we're saying,
Because
yeah?
if I don't laugh, I'll cry because I'm that pissed off that I can't go to the gym. Even though I have been, right? So just,
Right.
I know I
You know
have,
my
but
mum and
it's
dad's
not-
is open, Judy,
I
so
know
don't
I've
make
been
excuses.
coming.
Well then, can't be pissed off. You are going to the gym.
Well, I
So
haven't
don't use
been
that as an
though, 'cause
excuse.
I've hurt my leg off that bloody thing.
Yeah, but you haven't.
Honestly, I know now why I wish I was a fucking. Aye. I know what to do. I'm having physio. I'm all right when I'm walking. When I'm not. See,
Everybody who tries to help you, you've got an answer to that you know what to do.
because I'm having physio. So
No, I'm just saying.
it's got like-
So when I say something, you were trying to push your opinion on me.
Right,
When
that's
he
what I
said something, you've
If
just
you're not
pushed
happy,
your
I'll
opinion
not
on
come
him.
back if
I'm
that's-
not saying I'm not happy. And
I
we're
know
not
what you
saying
said. I
we're not
shouldn't have
listening
done
to
that the
you.
other week,
Pardon?
but it was nothing to do with nobody. It's not as if it went, oh, we're not coming back. Brian just said he was pissed off because
I'm not
It's the
asking. I'm not
conspiracy
making you
theories.
come back, Julie. I'm
Well,
not making
here,
anybody
I
come
wouldn't
here.
wanna be here if I wasn't coming.
Exactly. So don't. There's no threats about. I'll
I
not
know, but
come
when I
back.
do try to make a suggestion, you knock us back.
I'm not knocking you back. All I'm saying is, I want all groups to be here at Christmas time, so we can
Right.
try and make this a big event.
So
But it's not just my. It's not just out me. It's out to him.
Rude Earther, thanks for
Right, so
dropping in, bud.
everybody.
Nice one, actor for sending you. Cheers, bro.
No. If you want to ditch some leaflets out the doors, that's fair enough. But I don't think it's going to work that way. I think we have to have a poster
Well, I
done,
think it will,
which,
because I
which
know-
are,
aye,
yes, a poster done that we can put online and share it with all
can we
the
not put it in
groups.
bus stops and stuff?
I suppose.
Put it anywhere you want,
Anywhere
get
you
the
want.
word out, that's what it is. The more
Just get
people,
the
we
word
need
out, and
everyone to
we've
get
all
on
got
board with
social
this.
media platforms that we can post it on and we can share it with.
Honestly, I'm not laughing at you. I'm just, if I don't laugh, I'll cry. What do you call it when you're laughing?
I know what you mean.
I've got an exam Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right? But you didn't too busy. I'm doing the kayak first aid. But they give us loads of coursework, so I was on the cut this morning. Then it was 5 o'clock, then it was 6 o'clock.
Looks like your friends aren't coming here, Max. Let's go around here and we'll wake these up as well, and we'll tell them what our plans are.
So that's what it is, Eddie. I'm getting a comment on here like people are now they're losing friends and family out of this COVID.
Listen, I've got a lot of family that are not with what I'm doing. A lot.
Aye,
I'm
that-
not going to fall out with family over it.
Uh-huh.
And like I said before, if I don't want to wear a mask, if I don't want to take a vaccine, that's my fundamental free right.
Uh-huh.
If they want to do it, that's their fundamental free right. I'm not trying to impose my outlook on them, and I don't want them imposing their outlook on me, because we've all got fundamental free right, and that's our choice. So live and let live. The young should be living now, and we should be protecting the elderly.
Exactly.
That's exactly how it should be.
Exactly.
Honest, I went no. You saw the way I just went.
They're not walking anybody up.
Dougie, I hear you in my sleep.
On the bed. Eddie, they're not actually walking anybody up. We've all got
I've
choice.
had a good interaction with the police this week. No hassle whatsoever.
Right.
In fact, the police woman said to us at the end of the day, she says, "You're right," because I quoted all the international laws. I said, "I'm not abiding by an English legislation. I'm abiding by United Nations law of 173 years." I said, "Which overrules Shooty English law, which only stands in England, not Wales, Scotland, and Northern Ireland." I said, "So at this moment in time," and then I quoted her all the figures of who's healthy, who's not. And under 44-year-old age gap, 566 deaths, 950 to suicide.
Yeah.
So it's not proportional to the risk. So I quoted her all that, and she went, "Oh, well, that's opinions." I said, "Not opinions, them's facts you can gain on the ONS website." At the end of it all, she started agreeing with us, and saying you're right, and when
But what they're doing on TV is
When-
telling you what you can and can't do. But if you look into
when
the
trading
government
standards
website,
turned up,
it's totally
when
different.
trading standards turned up, we had a very similar talk. I kept them from behind a barrier because on my barrier I have a sign saying only those who are partaking in today's peaceful protest are welcome. Anybody else, ring this number. So they've got to ring us inside for us to come out. At the end of it all, give the policewoman a great lot of credit. She says, you know something, you're right, and she told the trading standards they were right. I'd even said, and I won't pay any fine. She says, well, logically, hypothetically, you're not even open, so I can't issue you with a fine. Because I'm saying I'm not open, I'm open for peaceful protest. To read a sign, I'm not prompting them to come in to read a sign. They agree to come in to peacefully protest. I'm not bullying anybody to come in. And she says the trading standard, she says it is about time we all start using a bit of logic and common sense.
That's, I keep telling people, logic.
Common sense. And I got a bit emotional and I said thank you very much, and I've sent the council and I've sent the police an email saying I'm not open full time, I can't, because I can't expect the rest of my staff to stand up. You know what I mean? In case they do come in force while I'm not there. But I know exactly what rights I do have. And I just quote them.
Can I just tell you, I noticed in the eyes of the law, they made the laws, notice is not about. Right, so when you get a fixed penalty notice, take no notice, off the notice. Take no notice.
I'm not bothered,
I notify, no, but I'm just saying,
I
you
will
need to
take-
take notice of this
I
bill.
got a call before this today, on the day before yesterday, from South Shields Police saying that I couldn't do this today.
Guess what a bill is as well?
And I said, can I? I said, I'm doing it. You know what I mean?
Guess
I know
what?
there's only a few of us turned up, but like, it's
a start.
It's every week.
Aye.
It's all about raising awareness.
Right, that's a bill.
We've seen this.
No, I'm just going to show you what a bill is.
Yeah.
That's a bill. £20 bill.
Don't chuck it away because I'll
Right.
pick it up for you.
So
Thought it's the ground
Fight
for it.
Contract law, both parties must be able to understand the
Yeah.
contract. It's got to get done in level terms. Yeah,
build
all
the wall,
contracts
build the
must
wall.
be done on level terms. That's avoid shotgun weddings.
You
So
can't
say my
just go behind
daughter-
that wall over there.
See, my daughter was a local slag, right, getting pumped fuck out of everybody, and she comes up and says, "Da, what is it, hen? I'm pregnant." Who done that to you? Pick a name, right? She slept with 2 or 3 every night. Joe Bloggs, right?
Wait, man.
Joe Bloggs, I ain't bringing any bastards into this world. You're marrying my daughter. Hold on a minute. Boogie out. That was a gangbang we were having. Could be anybody's. No, you've got to think logically. So this stops the shotgun weddings, right? And if you look at Dr. Shipman, is a great thingy for the will. Yeah, the bill is also will. All right, Bill. All right, Will. It's the same name. And in a will, you need 4 signatures. You're signing nature, signature. Yeah, you're signing nature on that bill. Now, if there's not 4 signatures, that bill then becomes null and void, right? And that's like Dr. Shipman. You've got loads of money, I kill you, and before I kill you, I get you to sign over everything that you own to me. So to stop all this, everything's got to be done on level terms. You've got to have 2 witnesses, you've got to have the people entering the contract. You've never done that with any of your mortgages or fuck all. Them people have got to be in the room to make sure there's no gun pointed at your head to make you sign. Yeah, and that's the same as a marriage contract. 2 witnesses, 2 people entering the contract, amalgamating to get another wee fucking corporation going. You're all classed as corporations. Yeah.
Until you die and you're a corpse.
When you die, this is,
And that's
you're
your
all
end of your
mating,
corporation
all
when you're a
mating.
corpse.
Contract, this is your capitalisation of the world.
Mother guns into labour,
So
you'd
you've
start
not
your
had a
labour, that's your
choice of living free off the land. oh, go and get that, but you know what, I'm going to farm that and I'm going to sustain life on my own. So what they've done is they've turned you into retards. And that is in the word parliament. Parley means, English is based in 12 languages. Parley is French, to speak, to make conversation. Ament is from the mind, mental, and mental is retarded. Talking retarded, and that's what they do in the House of Parliament, because you're cared for. They're saying that you can't sustain life on your own, so when they've got to pay the man for their labour, which our ancestors were paid. You've built everything, you now own everything, public services, public transport, public everything, right? We build it, we make it, we own it. Pay the women for their labour. Whoa, boom, there comes another one, right, there you go, there's 500 quid. You can't put that way into your tit, this is what they're telling you. To sustain life, that child only needs breast milk for the first 6-7 months of its life. Breast milk, they're saying that the woman's too thick to do that. Yeah, have the cow milk. Yeah, but the only species that drinks another species is fucking milk.
No, dogs will drink.
Yeah, but human beings, if you got, right, see if you got a baby and you put it to the cow.
But I wouldn't drink dog's milk, no.
Right. If you put the baby straight to a cow,
I don't drink milk.
you got it, that's fucking sick, that's disgusting. But, so, and it's all with this, so you're fighting battles, you're killing people all over the world. You're all gangsters, they're all killing. It's a big system where they've got you for that height into schools, right? You're the little fish, you're in the sea world, the little fish, the water world. Yeah? Your class is the little fish, the little fry, the small fry. Yeah? And small fry swim in schools, you get sent to school, when you go, get to school, you need to study language, you need to study everything and see that this here. Where did you all come from, Eddie? We all came from the sea, the water world, right? And this is your man for Atlantis, everything, it's all fucking showing you. The electric blue is to do with pumping. You're all blue bloods. Your blood is all blue. Yeah? You're all blue bloods. The mad shaggers. That's all it is, it's just it's the only way you can create life. Man cannot create life. The female, the mother earth, mother ocean. That's why they're called she's. And once you get that through your head, you'll see that you've been fucking tricked.
Right, we've been tricked, and I do believe that, Dougie, thank you for that. We have been tricked, but we do need to wake everybody up.
Oh, aye, definitely.
And we're not going to wake everybody up with that, because
you can't go.
it's like 2 days.
They're going to run away.
Here's another thing I suggest everybody stick to this as well. Stick to the laws of God, right? Don't cause any harm, don't cause loss, and don't breach the peace, right? Because if you take an eye for an eye, you're going to end up with a one-eyed monster at the end of it. Yeah? And so in other words, don't, kill that cunt. If you keep taking that revenge,
It'll never
right,
cease.
you're going to end up with a one-eyed monster. So if you follow that eye for an eye, you'll end up with one person left. Yeah, fucking one eye, taking an eye for an eye.
Yeah, I do agree with Eddie there about that you've really got to watch about, because, like say for me for instance, I believe that they're all satanic cunts. Fucking 100%.
It's just a balance.
There's no doubt, sorry for swearing there.
It's alright.
That's what I believe, but on
Whatever everybody's
individual
individual beliefs are, the only way we're going to wake people up, the normal people who are, and I won't call them sheep, I've already spoke about this before, it's not, we can't call them sheep, we'll have to come to that. Just the same as us, human beings, who are at a different stage as us, as Mick would say. Yeah. They're at a different stage, they're still brainwashed and they're still hypnotised by what they're being told.
Absolutely.
Cognitive dissonance. So we need to wake them up with the true facts and figures of what's happening
Yeah.
around the UK, and not what the government are perpetually chucking at you in a mass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like I've spoken over weeks, the young, the healthy are not dying, and the figures prove it.
Yeah.
We need to show people that the figures are proven.
Yeah, we don't
It's
need
the
to go into the
elderly.
realms
We
of
don't need to go into any of the
Satanism
realms. So
and-
we need to show people that it's the elderly, those with problems, health problems, and immune compromised that are dying.
Yeah.
And they're the ones that need looking after. You know, and let the young, the ones that people are slagging off for passing the
Spreading
disease
it,
on,
super spreaders.
let the young live their lives, because basically, like these kids out here, they should be in a gym doing this. You know what I mean? They shouldn't be out here in the cold, wet weather. I mean, I'm not saying it's wrong. It's their free right to do so if that's what they want to do. But in the middle of winter, you would think they'd have that
where they
opportunity
prefer
to
to
go to
be.
the gym to do it.
It's the same. We can't wake anybody up though, Ed.
And we
They
can't,
have
yeah,
to
but
do it
we can
themselves.
prompt,
The only
them.
thing
We can give them ideas to
steer
look
them in
at.
the
Yes,
direction
we
of
do.
what
Direction they
Yes,
are.
but Dougie, that direction where you've been is too far down the road. They need to start at the beginning of the
Oh,
road.
they
They need to
start.
find.
Right.
They need to come
Yeah.
to that
They
themselves.
need to start at the
Just
beginning of the
scare
road.
people,
Well, the site I actually have uncovered would scare a lot of you, so I'm not going to talk about it. But what I'm going to do is talk about the fiction side of what they've done. Right? So, the red light, for instance, and all these acts. Everything's running acts, so that this is to keep you doing. They don't want you getting billions and billions of this paper, even though it's only fiction. It's a necessary fiction, because if you were to shut the banks tomorrow and they ceased, all businesses ceased to work, then there'd be a hell of a lot of deaths. There'd be billions of deaths. Because you're in the winter, there's nothing to grow. You can actually eat grass. Grass is an electrical food. You can eat it. Believe me, I've done it. I've eat dandelions all the time. You can survive with what is all grown round about you. But what I'm saying is, there's too many people being brainwashed into sitting in the house, doing absolutely fuck all, doing nothing, right? So they need this system to survive, and it's just something that they've been bred into.
We've
But-
all been tricked into it
But,
though, Dougie.
but in saying that, you don't have to be tricked into their acts. You can play both sides of this. It's like aha. You can jump into the paper, the cartoon, and then you can come back out as a human, a man of blood and soul, right? So you can actually use this to your advantage. So I do it with going through a red light. You drove through a red light. One, I'm not a drover. I don't drive anywhere. That's one of the Earth's animals. All I done was travel across a public highway. Yeah, but you went through a red light. Well, that light would need to be across the road for me to go through it. Right? I never done that. And number 3, red lights don't exist. Right? They put a red plastic lens over it. Light is brilliant light. Sunlight and moonlight, electricity light, bulb. Take the red light off, the red lens, which they've put on traffic lights. Take that off, you've got a white light bulb. Right? So they've now charged you with something that does not exist, which is red lights. And a fact wins a court case, so they never ever take me to court. As long as I prove the facts, I phone them up and tell them this. Never. Don't be scared to phone them up when you get any sort of bill through or any debt. Phone them up and say, how do I owe you that? Say, well, I'm the sovereign of the land, they create money through me, I've got a hidden account, property strawman account. Take care of that, we're not allowed to do that. I'm creating the money. I'm the one that works. I get out of bed every day, I go and help people, I go and work to get these fake bills. I sustain life on my own. I don't ask you for nothing, and I don't give you nothing. You don't get any tax money off me. You get bugger all off me, because I know the system, and the system is based on fiction, ink and paper, which you can't eat. So you've no gave me the chance of going picking a bit of land and saying I'm going to go and build a wee fucking shack there, and I'll just farm the land.
I'll take all the fiction off you, Dougie.
They won't allow you to do it. They don't. they will not allow. See, we need to interact with these worlds. We need to come together as one fucking world and say, right, your country, we can get that out of your country, we'll trade. Do you know Britain is one of the richest countries going? They take back if they take back, right, they've left the EU, so they've now got all their fishing waters. Every other country comes into their fishing waters, right? So they've got to trade. Them trying to say they've got no trade deals. All these countries, Russia, Germany, Holland, all these places, France, they're all fishing in the British waters. They would need to trade. They would need to trade to get that fish.
We don't have any fish markets left.
Right? No, but what I'm saying is if they open all them back up, if they open up the coal mines again, China buy all the coal, they're still trading, they still use coal. There's no nuclear power station in China, it's all coal, so they're back to coal. So don't let them kid you on that Britain is in oil. As for oil, Scotland, North Sea oil. What did they give Britain? I think it's about 50 billion a year. And they're trying to 50 billion a year, right, is what Scotland gives to Britain. Oh, them drunks, they're tight.
The Norwegians have got a clown.
Right, so they're telling you lies, they're telling everything that these. What we need is we need commoners, we need good people. We need people that are blackmailed. Yeah. The elite that are blackmailed. Because believe me, they're all blackmailed.
Yeah.
Every one of them, all wrongings. So that's why they all go to boys' schools. Do you know that we? Like, what's his name? David Cameron, the guy who says he was thing in the pig's head. Right, they all get videoed doing these wee sick acts, and then they get blackmailed with them all the time.
And the guy who exposed it was poisoned.
He's poisoned.
After it came out.
Ah, you know, they kill them, that's what they do, they kill the ones that expose them.
Yeah, he was poisoned.
So, it's the same as the man that exposed the MI5 man that exposed the IRA to having 50, I think it was 52 members of M15 and MI6 in the IRA.
Yeah.
And he exposed it when he shut it down. He says, well, what are you going to do with us? What do you mean? These are laid off. Well, where are you putting us? I can't go and live in the world now, the IRA, when this all comes out. You're all going to be hunted men, they're still hunting them. So he was second in charge of the IRA. He actually said, right, he says, I'm going to expose you, the Tory government, for setting off the bombs in mainland Britain. So what happened to him? He got jailed, he went, okay, I'm writing a book. I'm going to write a book and expose every single one of these. For 1969, I joined the IRA, I was placed in it, reused. I'm now second in command. He done the Warrington bombing, he done the Brighton bombing, he done all the bombings, that's why Thatcher wasn't in the room. So, I know, but I'm just saying, you need to look into stuff. And this guy got put in H-block and then he was murdered. High security prison, and yet they sent the army in to murder him.
What we need to look into is getting things off the ground now about what we can do in the UK about all these draconian tyrannous measures that's been put in place.
People need to find their way back to all that
We
stuff.
need to find a way back. We need to find a way there,
Why
not back.
don't we? Why don't
We
we?
need to find a way there. So we need to inform every other group, as many groups as we can, each one of us, that we're going to have a meeting here, a proper meeting where we disclose true facts, what people can see and can go and find themselves.
Well, here's a true fact. You're all classed as corporations. You're all open for business, right? So that there, me and you, right? Every single person. So when they say you can't travel to Germany, yeah? But what do they say? Unless it's a business trip. Yeah,
Again,
so
it's-
you as company, I'm seeking other
We
companies.
need a
Yeah.
design, don't we, to put out on the Facebook, you know.
So you're seeking other companies. That's what you're doing.
Advert, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm going to get a poster done, and we'll do it maybe it's the 14th of December.
Have been putting them out, but
Yeah.
there's no, we don't have a
We'll do it on the 14th of December.
all
We'll
right.
invite people to talk, but we'll not take any 5G. We'll not go too far deep down the rabbit hole. We'll just
Much better with this network
disclose
one, like.
facts and figures and talk about fundamental freedoms being removed and protecting the future of our kids and our elderly.
Definitely.
And that's where we need to be pushing now.
There's only some sort of leaflet.
I'll get a leaflet. Yeah,
get it all out.
exactly. I'll get one done this week, a poster, and then we'll start promoting it for 4 weeks' time. We'll try and get that lass who did the bugle to come with our band. We'll have some Christmas carols. We'll make it all peaceful. We'll all make it all, you know what I mean, nice and
So I was
relaxed.
saying to Helen about we should maybe try and do a leaflet and go up
Yeah,
to,
yeah, but that's the thing.
go up around
I'll
the
get some
hospitals
leaflets done.
handing it out to
I'll get some
nurses
leaflets
and
done, but I can't
doctors
keep
and-
forking out my own money to do it. So
Yeah.
No, if you
we
print
can
one
all
out,
chip
we'll
in.
just get
Oh,
them
aye,
ourselves.
aye.
I'll get the leaflets. I'll get 5,000 leaflets done, and I'll just some out next week or something. Leaflet. You know what I mean? What do you think's going to wake people up?
Yeah,
And we'll all see how to deliver them through doors.
yeah.
Aye,
You know what I mean?
definitely.
That's what I was thinking. Even going round where the hospital is by us, the QE, it's like there'll be all nurses and doctors living all around that
Yeah.
area. Do you know what I mean? And it's like
There's
just
going to
go
be
around and
loads.
doing all the
There's
doors.
loads of them. They're only doing it because they're wage workers.
Please
They
stop
get
it.
threatened with getting
Of
sacked.
course, yeah, yeah. It's a
Right?
big.
If you don't do
Don't
it,
need to stay at home.
you're going to lose your house. You cannot lose your house, by the way. You can actually, same as your children, anybody, this is a proven fact.
I've sent you a trip.
There's a man in America, everybody that lost their houses, you need to look at David Wayne Miller,
Send it on the other one.
right?
I've got both of them.
Research David Wayne Miller
I sent it away.
on the internet. It's about 9 hours.
Send it to
I studied the guy, this is what
It's
started
me
me off.
profile pictures, if not
Doing what I
that,
do.
then it's
The language is pure babble. It's not, but English is pure babble. It's like the word no in German is nein, N-E-I-N.
and she's
Same pronunciation as nine. Yeah. It's spelled, it's an anagram of nine, N-I-N-E. The 9th letter of the English alphabet, which is based on German, Germanic, or the languages of Europe. The 9th letter of the English alphabet is the letter I, and I, to me, is yes. Do you want that 10 or a...
Aye.
Oh, aye, aye. So no is 9 is I is yes. So I said this to a policeman. I says, you've been tricked. No means we're taught, no means you cannot. You can't, no you can't do that. I says, so what am I doing? I'm parking double yellow lines. No you can't do that. What am I doing? What is the fact? The fact is I am parking double yellow lines. Yeah, but that's against the law. Show me where it says law. Oh, that's an act, mate, a traffic act. So that is pretense. That's
So
just
this
an
is
act.
where we need to start
Actors.
wrapping
That's
things
all
up.
you are, putting me uniforms on. Actors.
We need to protest for a good
To
Christmas.
create money,
You know what I
to
mean?
take
Just,
the hard-earned money off the people. Yeah. So this is what I says to the copper. I says, right, you're running around the swimming pool when you're a child.
Leicester
Yeah.
haven't been out lockdown yet, have they?
And
Leicester
the man
haven't been out
shouts,
lockdown
there's
yet.
no running around the pool.
Leicester have never been out lockdown yet.
Yeah, there's no running around. Says, what were you doing?
Max, put that down. It's not yours.
The policeman actually says to me, I was running around the pool.
Just put
He
it
says, so how
down.
can you be no running around the pool? He then replied, you're doing my fucking head in, mate.
Put it down.
I says, no, you've
I
just been
don't know.
tricked
It's
the
not
language.
yours.
Saying that you can do them. So you've just been held back.
Red blogs.
So have you had much grief?
Actors. And it's true. Look, you can't dive into the shallow end. Just dove into the shallow end, mate. How can you dive in?
I've watched some of your videos, some of the videos you put on, I can't say.
Fascinating information, like, but it's just it's just got out a lot of people's heads, doesn't it? It's like,
Yeah, no, I want him round our house. So it says we're going to have to do a fucking dictionary. get it all done. We're going to have to start A, B, C, and go through and fucking 1, 2, 3. You know what I mean? But no,
he's got a canny, he has like lots of knowledge in there, like, but for the normal people, it's, you know, they only want to be like getting the basics of it.
Exactly, I'm the same one. I'm on Twitter all the time, and I believe that they're all fucking Satanists and that. But I'd really steer away from that on there because you don't want people running away. It's the same way as I believe that it's all in your granny to all this sort of carry on and the passports and the health passports and all that. But I really stick to saying what's going to happen in about 18 months is you're going to see for sale signs all over this fucking country because this is the biggest land grab that we're ever going to fucking see. You're going to, every small business and every house is going to be up for sale. So I sort of stick to that because that appeals to your general. When you start going on about the Satanism, that people think he's a fucking nut job.
I just get the basics out there so people can like, I know what you're talking about. It registers with people. But that's what we need.
Same as that, bud.
If a policeman comes to your door, he's stealing you, you're getting kidnapped. That is a true fact. That's why they knock you. They knock on the door. Knocking is nicking. You buy knock off. You're nicked. You're getting stolen. As God's law, you're
Which
getting,
one?
Oh, the Democrats.
You're actually getting
Oh, is that the
stolen.
runs them?
Robin Tilbrook.
Yes,
Aye,
yeah.
aye.
Who's that? I don't know, I've met him.
It's a party for us to be in, like Englishmen.
Yeah,
know-
he's
you can actually-
one of them standing for Manchester against that Burnham. He said them coppers are going to get done for the
I think.
I'll trip down there and I'll do some
being kidnapped.
I'll leave it there. Well, Manchester and all.
You know that Will I Am, William?
Do you know that Tilbrook,
William,
right?
the name William.
I haven't met him, I've spoke to him.
Will I Am. Will is a sworn oath.
I've met most of them.
Yeah. I am is God. Jesus said I am. Well, I am. Yeah. So William, that's why you've got William the Great, blah blah
I
blah.
wonder what his chances of winning this because
Billy
she said the son of Manchester now.
kidnapped.
They were saying, oh, he's a big hero and all that. He wasn't. He asked for the lockdown and what he was arguing over more money. He wanted more money. All he was on about was filling his back pocket. Was it that Burnham, whatever they called him, which is right and tough. You know what I mean? People say, oh, he just stopped the he wasn't stopping the lockdown. He asked for the lockdown, he just wanted more money. He's a creep like the rest of them. That guy that's standing against him. He'd has happened before. Who was them that party like that? There was a party in Birmingham years ago, right out of the blue. They were the English something, weren't they? I remember seeing them. Some party that come out of nowhere and he thinks it was a Lord Mayor of Birmingham.
The dog, the God,
A few years ago, about 10 years ago.
and so forth. It's
The
just
English something.
you're getting your rights as
What they called them.
a creation of God. You're getting
They had it out a bit
it
now, like.
just by a few tricks. There's a few very clever bankers. Banks don't make money. They've got figures. They've got fiction again. Yeah. And you're actually borrowing from yourself. You're getting a loan to say that you're going to work hard and pay that back. So when you break all that down, you'll see that money does not exist. Because banks just do that. And because it's a care system, they've swore to protect you. Right? What protection is to feed, clothe, shelter, and care from harm, etc., etc. So when you go and get that loan from yourself, you're just saying you're sustaining life.
You haven't got us on Facebook. Just send us
Is you use it against them because everything in the world is running God's
everything you're seeing. Send everything you're seeing and you forward to the police and the council.
Not it's spot on, like it seems to be. The stream's alright, it's just the sound. I'm gonna have to get one of them hairy mufflers, a hairy muffler for us. It's ideal.
Maybe hold it down towards your chest.
And that's what I've been trying to do, and much appreciated, like 31 people on the chat. Thank you for tuning in, guys. We will be getting bigger. I think it's just the weather.
Share it to your friends.
This is on YouTube.
What's your channel? What's your name?
Cheers, thank you.
Excellent.
No, I'm alright, cheers.
Oh, this is another very important one.
Business telephone this number, so we've got to ring this person to answer today.
Another very important one, Eddie. Right? Wording. Wording again. Right?
Did you see what they did to
See
the
when you
tattooist
put
in
up a
Bristol?
no trespassing.
Drilled his fucking locks out and seized all his
He's gonna have them, like he's fucking right, is he?
Great, isn't he?
Oh, aye. Well, if you know your rights,
Yes.
there you go. But that's what people
Or
need.
trespassing.
Those are more
You
common
will
law.
receive
Yes.
Practices common law.
or trespassing. Not
said,
no
well,
trespassing.
Charges
That's what
£1,000
we're
an
going
hour.
to do.
Yes.
Well, like with them kids down on main
No, there's no trespassing on here, mate. What we're doing,
Let the
Yeah.
games begin.
Trespassing.
You want to start
Yeah.
this?
I'll give you no
problem.
trespassing.
And what do you follow the Michael
So
O'Byrne
for
as
trespassing,
well?
you'll
What do
be
you make of
shot
all
and
that?
you'll be fined.
Yeah, but we
So
can't
he's
shoot
the
them.
one
No,
who's,
no, but I'm just saying,
who's,
you know, the
saved all the
farmers,
MPs with his papers, saying
trespassers
that
will
they're
be
committing
shot and all
fraud,
blah blah blah.
He
They
reckons
used
he
to
might
put
handcuff
Salting,
him.
yeah. I
shoot
remember all
fuckers
that.
up the arse. So it's not no trespassing. It's
So
for
he
trespassing.
reckons
Write us some down.
that Matt Hancock's
And you will
getting
be fined
papers on
£10,000
by
and
police.
that because no does not exist.
So
And that's why they still come in.
I don't expect to
The
see them on
police will
TV,
still
like.
come on your land.
Well, look, the police did, the councillors didn't. They looked at the note and they went, and they were stumped, they didn't know what to do.
So it's for trespassing your corporation, your company, your personal company, which you're all
It's not.
will be fined.
But it's interesting
Excellent.
that
Now, for my time,
resigned. I know it's
if
all
it's
supposed
ever
to be
phone you up,
Boris's girlfriend.
who are you? I'm Dougie, son of John, this is what I tell them.
They're running out.
And I'm self-time valuable for phone calls and charge £1,200 an hour. Give me your corporation, give me your council department so I can bill you. They'll put the phone in. They bang that phone right down. Tell me fuck off. Right, yeah, I've done it once, I'm telling you. Look. Again, English, what is my name? No, so then they say, well, what you known as? I'm known as Dougie the Builder, Dougie the Gardener. I'm just Dougie, everybody knows me, Dougie. What's your surname? I've not got a surname. I've never been knighted. A sir. A surname is someone who's sworn allegiance to the Queen. I've never sworn allegiance to the Queen. I'm a human being, I'm just a human being. Sustaining life on my own. With the gifts that I was given.
Yes, 100%.
No, there's never.
I've got friends who are doctors,
God's
nurses,
right.
police.
You know, when they turn up these gyms and stuff and businesses online, when you see it online, they turn up in the reports. They're quoting the Health Act. There's more of them than there is.
Well, listen, see all these laws. Eddie, see all these laws, this 2 metre, this 6 foot distance, right? You're not allowed to interact with somebody that's not a member of your family. You've got 2 coppers sat in a police car, breaking the law. They're not wearing their masks, they're breaking the law. You're not allowed to go 2 metres to anybody else. You've got the laws that they're telling us.
That's how messed up the whole thing is, though. People are just confused. It's one rule for you, one for you.
You can't have that.
Everyone's confused with it.
And you know what? One of the worst things that gets me is my dad went to the hospital 2 weeks ago with corona. He'd be terrified and I haven't got a clue what's going on. There's that many elderly that's been put into hospital, put in care homes, can't see the loved ones. It's cruel and it's bad. You're lying in a bed, you've just had broken legs, stitches. You look forward to that 10-minute bloody
Your family time, aye, aye.
in one day.
That's
You
it.
go weeks without seeing anybody. And, you know what I mean? And it's wrong.
I always say, another big trick of this elite, you need to look in, I just look into everything. So they've got barbaric fucking thing going, right? It's all wrong, everything's wrong.
Oh, last week's in the care home and
No, that child,
all going there. The son goes to visit it all the time. He was always there, always there. And she said, what have I done to him? He's not coming home, what have I done? She said,
That's what I'm saying.
and she's crying every night. What have I done to my son? Can I leave
I've been in
That's
many,
it. That
I've been in many a care home,
negativity
I'm
sends
telling
them
you.
downhill quicker.
Yeah.
Sends them downhill much quicker.
Well, that's what she is going down now.
And believe me, these care homes, right,
She could've
that's
took it
just
out
money,
there,
that is businesses, the amount of money they're getting off the government.
No,
Don't
that's
realise what's
that's-
wrong to the old now.
Their parents and grandparents fucking lying, rotting their own pish. And if you ever go into a care home, you can go into any one of them, you'll smell the piss and the urine. And they're no caring for them, they're just like dead bits of meat. It's businesses
It's all
again,
this do not resuscitate
It's
now. What
horrible.
the fuck's all that about? Gone in hospital day and all straight away.
Not resuscitated if they've got coronavirus.
Huh?
Absolute ball.
Well, yeah, isn't it?
Not resuscitating you at all.
They're just trying to, I'll tell you what they're doing, they're trying to get rid. They're trying to get rid of the people.
There are a strain on the
The ones that
NHS.
built it, the ones,
Yeah.
so you work all your days building the fucking countries, looking after everybody else, but then once you get an injury where you can't do it, I want you dead. Why should I have to pay money? I want to be richer, I want to cash in. That'll be your account.
It just happens that the majority of people dying of COVID are over 80. The life expectancy in the UK is 81.8. You know what I mean?
But it's not only that, it's dying of natural causes. And
Yeah, but that's
they're
what I'm
putting
saying.
COVID on it.
How many people?
There's
don't
been a
even
lot of
meet
cases with
support?
that.
There's no person
Worked all their
she was
days.
dying, but she had cancer.
Let me ask you
They
this.
said, she said to the doctor, anyway, he said, oh, he's dying of cancer. You know, she's about to go, sort of like, not putting COVID on it, cancer do it.
Do you know that?
They were getting paid for it though.
Eddie, where does all this money
£100 a
go?
person on that ons.gov website. Everything's there for you. All the statistics are there, and you go down all the hospitals, our local area, you can search a local area on it, and you can go on, it tells you what people have died of, the causes and everything, and then you go down to the COVID list. It's just zero. This has been going on for fucking months and months and months. If it's zero on the government's website, where's all this shit coming from on the
They've
media?
already paid, they've paid something like £2.5 million into your fund for you to live the rest of your days fucking happy. And where does it go? Stolen, money.
Oh, it's all corrupt. All of it's corrupt.
Oh, it's like throwing it. Corruption all the way along.
I'll put a video out like that to basically say the elite or those at the top who are governing our governments are just a mob.
Why, that's where it started, isn't it? That's where it started from. Up the CIA.
Captains, you've got an under mob boss, you know what I mean? And they all just working to take money off you. And, you know what I mean? It's,
All your what do you call it?
If they're trying to expose stuff, all the corruption, CIA, Illuminati.
the other day how they manipulated even the film. They made boards, and then it was all of a sudden them boards disappeared overnight because it was sent to another lab where they edited the film, fucking coloured the back of his head in. You know what I mean?
I mean, when you watch the original one, it's fucking brutal, like.
It's through 6 different, same as a filmmaker, you write a script.
There's one that I keep pointing to all the time, tell people to watch it all the time. Get the 9/11, everything's a rich man's trick. It's a 3.5 hour documentary, and it'll blow your mind, and that'll tell you why we're living in this world like we are today. It all comes back to these people who started this.
Where they're taking our freedoms,
Bushes,
stopping
the
our free
fucking
speech,
Bush
stopping
family.
everything what is right for the hours.
Yeah.
They're trying
Oh,
to
this is
stop.
ours.
Yeah. So.
And the ones who start the CIA, they
that's
come
the-
out of fucking jail,
Do you know what I mean?
mafia gangs.
If you're here in
Fucking
there,
politicians,
you're here for a
you
reason. We're all
wouldn't
here for a
believe how it
reason.
started. And
Yeah.
we living in this world today because of all that.
If you look into
Rule number one for these fucking rich elite, that war is business. Now, if there's not a war going on, these people are not going to make, they're not making money.
Someone said it to me, like, because this war's not going on, is this because of all this? Is this why they're creating all this?
I'll give you a
There hasn't been any
for
wars.
you see
You
this
know what I mean?
in
And
the
they're cutting people off and that, and just create.
But just look around the world, there is wars going all out in every country's going, but it's not like the World War. I mean, you look at World War II, that was a phony war. You know, you tell that to people it was just a fucking, that was a game, that. Because what the rich elite found out after World War One, once the war stopped, they didn't make money because they were funding everything, they were putting all their money. I mean, Henry Ford, seeing what he fucking done.
because
All the fucking German fucking
they messed
trucks, the engines, the tanks, everything was all Henry Ford's. So he's sitting in America funding all this what's going in Germany to kill their own fucking troops. And then what happened was the Americans went out, bombed his factory in Germany where he was building all his gear. And then Henry Ford, he was like, hold on a minute, you just blew my fucking factory. He won. And that's a fact. What, you know, people don't know it, it's amazing, like, but when you see how it happens, everything you've learnt at school, history, World War II, it's all a load of fucking lies. But it's the government that put all this in for us to learn. They want us to learn what they want us to learn and nothing else.
Which is pestilence, fucking disease. What's the other ones? Oh, fucking hell. That's what they're trying to bring. The disease is people are going to be breathing in their own carbon dioxide.
It's not just that, they're incubating any bacteria anyway.
I know, and they're breathing, this is what they're going to die, a lung infection. Yeah, that's what they'll be dying, a lung infection. Pleurisy, you get to see pleurisy jumping up this year.
No, totally.
Definitely. Pleurisy.
Because the majority of people that are fighting are elderly. They're the ones that with masks on. So they're making their own.
Seen a few collapse in the town with them on now.
Well, yeah, you have to feel for these, like, it's fucking horrible to see. You can see walking around the town, these people, it is, without a doubt.
Oh yeah, what was he? Two.
Just wandering about. All right, I was kind of saying.
Wi-Fi.
Been here for over an hour, and I was like, yes, and the kid running about.
She's got to wait for him with the feet.
Yeah, it's a load of bollocks is what it is.
Eddie. Yeah, she's we discussed the other week. She discussed about different houses she's been in and the secret doors through cupboards and stuff. Yeah,
Oh, and really
and that
went
was
into
real.
mass into art. When it first came out, it was through a site that I was on.
It just shows you how much power they've got to push that as well.
Oh, 100%.
You remember?
Oh, and it was so
girl
much
had
money
been abused
involved.
at the school and the whole school was involved in the
special
and then they tried to say it's a hoax, it was fake. You know what I mean? You could see by the emotion in the little girl, she was, it wasn't even a script. She could rhyme it off, reeled it off, and yes, and it was like this, and she was that desensitised that it wasn't even affecting
It would be like saying to your son, what did you do at school today?
Exactly.
And them saying, oh, well, we had this to eat and then we did that. No.
a kid that makes someone just like think, what can I say?
Yeah, they were finishing off each other's sentences and everything.
Is that them two little ones? Aye. My daddy's,
Dougie,
my daddy's
the Jam.
children
Who
and
were
all
the
that.
Jam?
Hey?
Who were the Jam? What group? Are they paedophiles or out?
The Jam?
Yeah.
Well, most of your, I'd say most
The
of
words of a song. She got threatened with the words of a song to the jam song. What were the words?
He said, I hate you and I hate your life.
Yeah, the jam is the
and if I get
Madge.
the chance, I'll destroy
Right.
your life.
The
That's what
magic
he
is the
said to
magic.
Jim.
It's just it's like the magician, the magic. The magic is your Freemasons. That's why they all wear magicians' cloaks. Because they're fooling you. Right? They're fooling you into that this country's at war with that country and this country's at war with that country. They're all Freemasons. Every single one of them is a Freemason.
Well, the copper who interviewed the children and made them
All your
retract a
top
statement
coppers are
and
all
who
Freemasons,
also visited
believe me.
me,
You can't run the
he-
country or a high up force if you're not.
he was promoted
secret
through the
societies
Masons, and
want
that's
fucking
information that's in
out.
the public domain as well.
The what?
The copper who made them retract their statement and who visited me in my home as well. He was promoted through the Masons throughout that
Yeah,
case.
well, it's
Well,
all
yeah,
right.
they're all the same. All the
Listen,
police chiefs are there,
Listen,
man.
if you were running the world on truth and facts, which you don't, you run it on fiction, you fake money. Why would you have secrets? Why would you have a secret service? Can you keep a secret?
I still run. I've got
Everything's all to
31 on
do
there,
with
like.
secrets, right?
No, nice one.
You ask your child to keep a secret. Don't keep any secrets, just fucking blurt out. I'm not keeping a secret. Nobody can keep secrets anyway. If I told you a secret not to tell, you'd tell your friend, right, you need to keep this secret. Or keep this secret. And before you know it, every cunt knows anyway. So, everybody.
Well, the best one I've seen for that's Crocodile Dundee. She said, I'm going to see me shrink. He says, a shrink? What's a shrink? Oh, well, the shrink, you go to see them, tell them all your problems, and then you feel better because you've told them your problems. She says, oh, we've just got a Wally. A Wally? She says, yeah, tell Wally what your problem is. He tells the village, he says, that's it, problem's done. I cried laughing every time he says it. Crocodile Dundee.
That's right, aye.
We've got a Wally.
You shouldn't keep secrets. This is what they thrive on, the lie.
What were the words to that song?
I hate you and I hate your wife, and if I get the chance, I'll destroy your life. That's what the head of the cult said out to Jim.
Who was it?
There was a
The
threat
head
she
of the
got.
cult said
The
out
head of
to
the
Jim
cult
the night after I got this
that were doing these
outside
kids.
But where did you see them at?
And they run out of Hampstead. They run out of school in Hampstead. It's this.
But he sent it to
satanic
Jim on
death
Twitter.
cult. What's that?
He
Hampstead
sent
Heath.
it to Jim on Twitter.
Hampstead Heath, yeah, that's where they're
That's
from.
that's in Bo Selector. That's the thing. Is that not like a big park with all the poodles and all that go?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm a bear up
Yes.
a tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aye, Hampstead
Yeah,
Heath.
it's-
Yeah, well, this was all
See,
in
they
the
show you
church.
everything as well. They show you on TV and you all laugh at it like, oh, that's dead funny that.
Well, it's all in that area.
There was a politician that was caught on
Golders
there.
Green.
Tony Blair was caught going cottaging money. He used to go in the public toilets sucking
Well,
people
what it
off.
was the money
What
they
was
were
his name?
making from the videos, the snuff
Tony
videos
Blair,
they were
what was
doing.
his
They
middle
were
name?
offloading the money into shell companies, and David Cameron's brother was connected to the shell companies.
Aye.
They were offloading the monies through.
Sure, that's what they do with your PO box. You try and take any of these people that's in government to court and you'll get a post office box number. Right? You can't take a post office box to court. You can't take a film to court either. This is another one. I've got you on film. You've not got me on film. I'm a human being. I'm here. I'm a living blood and soul. How can you have me on film?
You talk about drinking baby's blood.
So see all the acts. Oh, you're getting done for fly tipping. Just like cow tipping. You need to get a fly and you need to
That's not
tip
what
it.
it's about at the minute. At the minute,
Right.
that's got to be uncovered.
Fly tipping. It's in the words, it's the trickery.
We've got to talk
Everything
about
comes from the earth, so shall the
standard,
come to the earth.
what-
I'm not promoting fly tipping, by the way. What I'm saying is, you don't want the world to your fucking area. What a shit tip, know what I mean? Recycling.
But let's
A very easy solution to fly tipping is let everybody use the recycling yards for fuck all. Every business. The dating Tenerife, all over Europe.
and then they
You
find
don't
out
charge
themselves, like you say, and then you know where you're at. Because
To go
a year
recycle.
ago, if I come to this group and I heard
Well, why should you? You're making money off you.
fucking eating babies out.
Recycling. So just say, right,
Now I can listen because I've seen what's gone on. You know what I mean? But
Corrupted
I
is.
wouldn't have done it a year ago. I'm just saying, Dougie, even as a logical person myself, if I'd have walked into this group a year ago and listened to you and listened to the people, they're drinking baby's blood and eating limbs and whatever, organs, I'd have been, whoa, I'm away, mate, see you later. But, and that's the position a lot of these people are in.
Exactly. That's what we have to understand.
We have to understand that.
We've had a rude awakening of some description.
Promote that. Don't show this on social media if you will.
I don't like
because
people videos.
I don't want people to think that we're a load of like crazies. Because what we need to do is wake them up with the facts and the figures of what they can realise, of what they can see, and then they'll take themselves down the rabbit hole. If they'll wake up at their own pace, but we cannot chuck that.
You can't wake someone up who refuses to be
The
woke.
deaths for this year are down on the 5-year average. So that's enough. We're in the middle of a pandemic for everybody's, and yet the deaths are down around the.
Somebody from Sweden sent us this from Sweden. I'll see if I can find it. It's got the death figures for the last 5 years, and they haven't had a lockdown.
Yeah.
They haven't had they've had a COVID pandemic which they've managed without locking the country down.
Yeah, but they are different. They're all already chipped and everything, aren't they?
2018, we had 51,000 excess deaths in the winter of 2017, and we never heard the peak. Do you know what I mean? Their figures don't beat that figure.
But you know what stops people from waking up? They can hear these figures, they can hear all these stupid facts. They start waking up and then they're thinking, yeah, but every government in the world's doing it. Yeah, but every politician in the country's doing it. That's what stopped people.
Yeah, but there's groups in every country of the world doing this, trying to wake people up.
They can't get the fact that it's like a global, the fact national and a global. Fair enough if one, like the Conservative parties were doing it to everyone, would see that. But the fact is that it's a blanket over everything. It's stopping people waking up.
I witnessed it the other week.
Yeah, they're taking up with forum and all that.
I get me a bloke called Kenny and Paula. They've got a little cafe thing going. I've been talking to them for months. I've known them for a couple of years. I've been talking to them for months about all of this. Yeah, so what's this? And they'll have a laugh and a carry. Oh, yeah. And then every now and again they'll have a mask on because of the business, whatever. They got shut down for 10 days because Kenny went to play golf with someone who does these tests, and because of his track and trace, he was in contact with someone. He had to give Kenny's details in, so Kenny had to shut the shop. They're wounded because it hit them personally. I went, Kenny, get that off your phone. He went, I haven't got on me. He said he can't stop apologising. I said, well, he's an idiot. I said, you signed up to get fined by doing that track and trace. He said, oh, he does the tests from home or something. I said, well, he's a crank. What's it all about? And then I told them, and I could see it was registering. The pair of them were like, what the fuck's going on? So I've been telling you for months.
That's the way to do it, face to face.
This is why I'm saying I want a lockdown for Christmas. Because all the daft English are going, well, fucking lock me down Christmas. Send the bobbies round, I'll be chinning them. I'll tell you what, bring it on, because you won't. You won't do none of that, because I know you won't.
Well,
you won't.
No, I mean,
but bring it on. Get them locked down for Christmas, and it'll wake a lot more up.
The only thing my concern is what you're seeing on the internet is just promoting pure violence and fucking a rebellion.
Yeah.
And that's in the word rebel, rebel.
Look at the bagpiper. He goes,
Rebel.
A load of bobbies, there's the littlest one. So play your pipes when you get the little one. Trying to walk through to go nowhere.
Why did he turn left? Why did he turn left?
Well, there was nothing. There was a wall behind them.
Do you know?
So the little Bobby goes, staged.
So was the army. See the army going outside the Liverpool school.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, the army's here. No, the first thing I done, I checked. I got the registration.
Tell him the numbers.
Tell him the numbers.
Liverpool outside the school. And then the people who are meant to be COVID protesters, fucking, they're jumped to in their video. No, it's right news. No, there's 2 army lads in the truck. Well, I checked their registration.
We're legging it.
Well, what I was thinking was even if you put them together, created a file, we could put it off with
which is 9/11.
Right, we were the one to have some input into them.
But we want to pull some IDs this week, get a leaflet sorted.
Yeah.
Just a little A5 leaflet that we do both sides.
What was the number?
The leaflet hasn't got to be too much information. Because people just look at as long as they've got bullet points or people to you know what I mean, then they'll read the rest of it.
A couple of facts on it.
It's something which is catchy, which is going to catch
Yeah, no, that's what we're all about. And Helen's got a good artistic bent as
I've
well.
started to use Photoshop as well,
I think really if we look to sort something like, I think this what we plan on doing here, that's just about fighting for our rights, fighting for our freedom, and that's basically it, keeping them, because people are going to be sick around Christmas time. You know what I mean? Let's have a proper Christmas. Say fuck you, government. You know what I mean? Let's have a proper good Christmas.
But as you said, the start,
you know what I seen?
Justify the action.
Another thing I seen on Facebook selling page this morning. Dinosaurs and stuff, and people are going to be struggling to buy kids presents for Christmas this year because they're going to be short of cash, because they're going to be getting the shops starting on Facebook selling pages, just like they did when the weights gyms shut last time. They started upping the prices of the weights. People selling dinosaurs for crazy prices. Crazy prices, taking the piss out of people. Really, you know what I mean? And I was thinking, like, what? Like 2 weeks ago, I could have picked a dinosaur for under a tenner. Somebody got 4 dinosaurs on for 125 quid. And I was like, are you kidding me? So it's starting already. People are going to be struggling to get presents, so they're going to raise the prices. They're going to like second-hand stuff. People are going to be
Okey-dokey, I'm off for my porridge.
I know the state have just started collecting in for all food banks and all that, and all sanitary stuff and everything, but people are like, we've been very lucky, haven't we, during the lockdown? It hasn't really affected us. So
on the 14th, let's all have a fucking party here. We'll raise everybody's attention to come, but let's all bring some fucking party food and we'll have a fucking party here.
That's the way, aye.
14th, I think the 14th is a good date. It's a week, the lockdown finishes on the 2nd or the 3rd. The following weekend's too close, I think, so we'll do it the weekend after that, because I don't think this lockdown's going to finish on the 2nd, I think it's going to carry on through Christmas. So if we plan for the 14th, and that's middle, like just where people are just starting to get in the Christmas mood, we're probably going to be down and depressed, so we might be at a pull me and just enjoy a bit of time together. Like so, we've got a band on playing a couple of Christmas carols. We'll even print some songs off for them to sing. You know what I mean? Let's get some spirit. You know what I mean?
That's what people are lacking. Aye, we need that.
Sure, peaceful protest.
Right,
nice one. Take care. Take care, bud.
They're not going to be marching about with boards saying fuck you and fuck this. You know what I mean?
No, we don't need to deal with that. Aye.
Exactly. They do. Like I had a lad on a post this morning, I was saying when I first come, and I used to work the doors with them. And they were like, it's time we got off, it's time for a civil war, it's time for this, it's time to start fighting back. People haven't even fucking attended groups like this. You know
exactly.
So I said, listen, I'm not letting my fingers do the talking, because that's what they are. They're just like on the social media. I says, I'm not letting my fingers do the talking. I let my boots, I put my boots on and I do the fucking walking. You know what I mean? I said, I disagree with what you're saying, because there's still time for diplomacy, and peacefully protesting is the only way to go.
It is.
Because the police have got an excuse to shut you down if you've got a fucking fuck blacks or whatever. It's just, you know what I mean?
It's not about that, is it?
It's shown that there's a cause for aggression. Max, get down here!
That's the thing that you have, you know. If you put anything on about this, you're racist. What the fuck's this got? It's got nothing to do with it.
When we got an intervention from the police when I put one on a few weeks after starting this. And there was about 35 people turned up because I was really getting a buzz out of it. It was about 2nd or 3rd weekend and the police turned up. I was like, and we had to like disperse, we couldn't do it, so we went for a walk on the park, the chaperoned us all the way around, you know, it was intimidation. But I got a microphone out and I basically was starting to shout, you know, these police have told us we can't do what we do, and the same police that nailed for Black Lives Matter, and I got out on one night. It wasn't a racist statement. No. It was a lad running around outcasts, fucking racist bastards. You know what I mean?
That's the
we
problem.
wasn't listening to what was going on. I was using it as an example because it's a discrimination. You'll do it for them, but you're not doing it for us.
Exactly,
It's a discrimination. You know what I mean?
Everything contradicts everything that they're saying, Eddie.
But that's in a real law court, they've got to show proportional.
Did you see the boy in Bristol with his tattoo shop?
Equality, you know what I mean? And they're not showing any of it.
Did you see the boy in Bristol with the tattoo shop?
Yeah.
Aye, well, he's done it right.
Yeah.
And
As long as you know your rights.
The cop woman's actually, well, they arrested him. He says that was the best thing that they ever done was arrest me. He says I'm now going to fine a lot of them with 10 grand.
And he can.
And
He can and he will, aye.
he's what do you call it? He's in his rights. You're in your right as a company. It's like this conversation. You're in your rights. Say, right, if you want to come and do business with us, this is what I charge. If you want my knowledge, that's why you get these speakers.
Freedom of
If you want the knowledge
speech.
you have, they'll charge you to go in and sit.
Get here now!
How do they charge you?
He was away with a mountain bike.
You're getting charged
Mountain bike, I want electric.
for getting that knowledge off them. It's like somebody that writes a book. You're charging for that knowledge, that bit of entertainment, that bit of fiction.
But like you said, we're free.
You're
And
free.
everything that we have is free.
Yes.
So I want to give my knowledge to those who
But this is where they
free.
trick you. Everything is free. They're not allowed to. Eddie, I know that they're not doing half the stuff that they're saying they're doing. Because they're not allowed to. This is why they sit when they create the wars. We're the ones that are killing each other. You'll never see a politician or anybody high up in the army with a gun go and shoot people. They're not allowed to do it, mate. They're sticking by God's law. You know, this is what I researched, right? I looked at the American soldiers done for murder. And all these American soldiers that shot people in Iraq, so-called terrorists, they all get charged with murder. Soldiers. So you join the army, fine. You shoot somebody, right, you're done for murder. Well, fuck, he's a terrorist. No, yeah. It's an act of war.
So what do you think of the situation with Trump? Without the numerology and everything else, just on basic terms.
Do you know who I based Trump on? Richard III. He was involved in the Twin Towers being built in. I looked up the Twins of York. You know, when I seen the Twin Towers, I looked up the Twins of York. So after it, when I seen it was like a staged event, and all just CGI, mate.
Literally.
King Richard III blocks up his, he kills the twins to take power, so that's why he's got in power. This is for 2000. Then he fights off the first attack, and then the second attack, they kill him. And that's in The Simpsons. Do you know how the show everything? Trump lying dead, and then the girl, the blonde,
he's all right now.
there's a wee thing with Simpsons. Well, he's left this country in the right state, we need to fix out all the debts and all this. It's all just, it's so scripted, what you're seeing in cartoons. Everybody plays everything out of a movie, we're all characters. You're like, oh, Prince Edmund. That's the three kings.
Lindsay, her partner's just been took off.
You know the three kings?
What is his role? Is he a saviour? Is he trying to bring the deep state down? You know what I mean? Because all we've seen him do is fucking peaceful. He stopped wars.
There's never been a war since he was
There's
in.
no started a war. Every other president has all started wars. Trump's only one.
So is he on our side or is he on their side?
No,
I'd say he's on our side.
he's playing the role of
The saviour.
he's playing the role of the dragon, but it's just to try. This year is a game you're in. You're in a game.
Well, I believe that COVID-19 is a fucking smokescreen for everything fucking wrong they've been doing, and they're trying to cover it all up.
I've said that all along.
They
It
keep
is.
us
It's a
indoors and
smokescreen.
entertain other things.
See, when I seen coronavirus and everybody falling down, I knew it was staged. Another people don't just fall down in there. They've already told you all this in the likes of 24 all these diseases.
Max, go and stand on the wall and
Why,
not
yeah,
passing your days.
So I knew it was a lie as soon as I seen it started. I knew it was fucking pure pure
on point, man.
impossible. Right, everybody would be dead if a virus could go airborne.
Apart from that guy here.
No, because
stopped.
you
The
know,
guy
died
said
of
he'd
pig
been there
flu,
10 minutes,
fucking
but
bird
the
flu.
ambulance crew said it's probably been there
I
a
used to
minute,
take a piss
not
at them.
10.
Oh, I've got bird flu, I
And the
feel
other
peckish.
best
Did you
part
see that
of
one a
it,
few weeks
he
ago?
was staying
The
at
Denmark,
pedestrian
in
thought,
Denmark,
where
they
was she?
brought
Why
out
didn't she
the
do something?
coronavirus
Or she
had
walked on.
mutated in mink.
I know.
And mink.
In mink.
So I kept
I was
it just
thinking, what the
in
fuck
case.
is going on
And
next?
he said, oh,
The coronavirus had mutated in mink, and it was a deadlier virus than the one that was around today. And it was like, I was thinking, like, who would be coming with that fucker? You know what I mean?
Just I think people should on the track of life and just
Exactly. It doesn't, the amount of deaths, like you say, it doesn't warrant, even though
The
they've
statistics
bumped
that
them
are there.
up, even
it's-
though they've bumped them up, we know that the numbers are not true. Even at 50,000, the numbers are not good enough to fucking do the damage what they've done.
No,
Seriously.
there's a perfect one with, that was a perfect one with, what do you call
There
it?
was a woman, I think, walking, but I didn't know all this until an hour later. Then it was 2 hours, then there was nobody still coming. Then an hour later, a nurse stopped, then another nurse stopped. If them hadn't stopped, I don't think it'd be here. I know. But the guy that stopped the first one, he said that his daughter worked
House keep
at the
tumbling down in the evil
ambulance.
spirit. So,
How long it's waited.
and you got
They were saying
well,
my
that
dad.
happened in the
They were saying my dad
safety island.
got rushed. I thought he was going
She
to
got
go
evil
queuing.
spirit.
He went private.
It's the same as with the There's a guy called
Someone filming a random bloke walking along the street. Oh yeah, you do that. And he fell over and he started.
What is that going down the thing? You know the ones on the top. You know whoever done it.
Well guys, I do really appreciate you tuning in for this live. Thank you to Active Patriot and Tracy for sharing the link. Not much, well, we've got a few turning out today, but it is going to get bigger. Just need to spread the word out there for everyone to be aware of what's going on. Much appreciate everyone for tuning in, so I'm going to sign off now. Thank you, goodbye.